Jai Hind, a student of class 8. Today we are going to cover the fourth poem of Unit 4, and I know that we have to start before it that is story is given, but because of some uh, irregularities we are going to cover today is a poem that is the last bargain, right? So as a sequence, first of all I will tell you the introduction, then after uh, explanation of one and another videos, one and another stanza, my dear students. Okay, so my dear student, without wasting a time, let's get started with the lesson, right? Okay, so my dear student, the last bargain is a soulful poem written by famous Indian poet, that is Rabindranath Tagore. And in this poem, the speaker is telling about the worthlessness of worldly things, power, and beauty. Note that every human on the earth is trying to achieve these three things. For him, every material thing on the earth is mortal and not everlasting. Different people come to him with different types of worldly things, however, the speaker rejects them one by one. Finally, he makes a bargain with nothingness, which symbolizes the free spirit. The poem is divided into four parts of or stanza with a different number of lines. We will discuss the poem line by line in order to go through the hidden meanings, right? So now just you will see the outline that is given after the name of lesson, after the title of the lesson. A bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. Somehow is looking for work waiting to be hired. He strikes a bargain but thinks it worthless. He tries twice again but does not like either. Finally, in the last bargain, when he is hired for nothing whatever, he is unhappy as never before. What is the bargain and why it is the best? Right? So now let's start this stanza. Come and hire me, I cried while in the morning. I was walking on the stone paved road, sword in hand, in the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. So, in the first stanza, the speaker says, one day while he was walking on the stone paved road in the morning, the king came his chariot with a sword in his hand. Seeing him, the speaker pleaded the king to hire him. Note that it is the morning time that symbolizes hope and courage, and here the poet seems to be hopeful. Stone paved road here means a difficult path, right? So, king in his chariot with a sword means a person with power. A person with power. So, now the speaker pleads to the king, which means that if he is in need of something badly, he asks the king to hire him. Hire means, here means the poet wants to get what the king has. The king holds the hand of the speaker and says he will hire him with his power. However, power seems to be not as example nothing or worthless to the speaker because it is not everlasting. The king will die and so his powers. The speaker is thus not satisfied with the king offered him. He rejects the offer and the king goes away in his chariot. In this stanza, the speaker describes his first struggle to get something that fails. Right? In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with the shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. My dear students, that's a very important stanza for you. Now is the daytime and very hot outside. The doors of houses are closed. The speaker is wandering along the crooked lane. Crooked lane means bent or uneven road, जो कि बराबर नहीं होता है. Thus, like the stone paved roads of the stanza, this road is also difficult and full of troubles. Soon an old man comes out of his house along with a bag of gold, as example huge wealth. He pondered as example the thought carefully, and finding that the speaker is in need of something offers him money and says that he will hire him with that. The old man, in order to show how wealthy he, starts counting his gold coins one by one. However, like the power of king, the wealth of old seems to be worthless because it could not make the old man young again, nor it could make the climate cool. The speaker understands the wealth is not something which he needs because, like the power, it does not remain in one hand forever. He wants something else and thus goes away. Right? Now the third stanza. It was evening. It was evening. The garden heads was a flower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. The sun glistened on the sand, and sea waves broke waywardly. Right? Now, my dear students, now it is evening time and the garden is a flower. In other words, a flower means blooming with flowers. In other words, the garden is looking very beautiful and romantic. A fair maid means a beautiful lady here comes out and says that she wants to hire him. Him means to the speaker with a smile as example with her beauty. That means बड़ी खूबसूरती के साथ वो कहती है कि वो उसे हायर करना चाहती है. However, the speaker finds that, likes the king's power, the old man's wealth, her beauty is also not everlasting. Soon the smile of beautiful lady is pale and melted with tears. As gone, she goes back along into the dark. Dark here symbolizes the hopelessness, and the speaker do not want hopelessness. He understands that the smile made her look beautiful is fake and not everlasting. It is hidden sorrows of the lady. The day is over, but the speaker fails to make a bargain. However, he has patience and persistence. He doesn't give up. मतलब अगेन एंड अगेन फेल होने के बाद भी वो अपनी उम्मीद को नहीं खोता है, बिकॉज ही वॉज सो कॉन्फिडेंट. राइट नाउ जस्ट लिसन द लास्ट स्टेंजा. The sun glistened on the sand and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward the bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. Now in the last stanza, a new day is come with new hope and courage for the speaker. He is at the seashore and see the sun glistened on the sand and the sea. Glisten means shining. Waves breaking, wave is striking, that is waywardly means in unpredictable way. The vista presented by the speaker symbolizes his love and appreciation for the nature. Soon he finds a child sitting on the speaker playing with. Soon he finds child on a seashore and playing with shells. This is a symbolic image, as the child has no desire for power, wealth or beauty. He is free of all these things which make that man a servant. The child raised his head and sees the speaker. It looks to the speaker that the child knows him. Seeing the speaker in a quest means search for something, the child offers to hire him with nothing. Nothing is a profound symbol that means freedom, liberty, independence, and from free desire. The speaker understands that this is what he was longing for since long. He accepts that the child offer, and from thenceforward means उस दिन के बाद, the speaker finds freedom in the child's play and thus become a free man. This was ultimate destination of the speaker. Now my dear students, I think you have cleared कि लाइफ में सब कुछ के लिए हम बारगेन करते हैं, सब कुछ हमें ऐसा लगता है ना. यार पोएट को तो ऐसा ही लगा कि सब ये जो सारी चीज़ें जो कि वो देख रहा है, एक वेल्थ, एक राजा का किंगली एम्पायर, एक ब्यूटीफुल लेडी, एवरीथिंग वाज जस्ट एज अ फेक बिकॉज नो वंस ब्यूटी वाज एवरलास्टिंग. राइट. सो उसे लास्ट में खुशी कहाँ मिलती है? एक बच्चे में जो कि कहीं ना कहीं एवरीथिंग वाज देयर, वाज suitable, was according to situation, according to the demand of poet. My dear students, I think the lesson has been clear to you, and if you are not getting any point, then in tomorrow's class you are free to ask whatever you are not getting, right? So my dear students, I think now we have to leave, and we'll meet in the tomorrow's session. Up to the time, thank you, have a nice day, Jai Hind.